You're watching Subject Soup, where every episode is a shot of curiosity. I'm Steven, and today we're diving into another great topic. Think you know it? Think again. Let's slurp the facts. In Japan's far south, coconut crabs endure enormous, slow to mature, and increasingly protected under local wildlife ordinances. They are the world's largest land arthropods, reaching about 1 meter in leg span and roughly 4 kilograms in weight, rarely more. Populations persist patchily across Okinawa and remote isles like Ogasawara, where unique biota drive strict conservation priorities. Biology shapes policy. Females release larvae to the sea. Weeks later, juveniles return ashore, growing slowly for many patient years. Sexual maturity comes late, and individuals may live decades, so any harvest can echo for generations in small island populations. Overharvesting historically skewed sex ratios, removing big males first, reducing mating opportunities, and depressing recruitment island-wide. Genetic studies in the Ryukyu warn that size-sex bias take cuts resilience, urging urgent, coordinated, science-based management. Municipal rules respond. Ishigaki bans captured December through August with fines and sets protected zones to rebuild breeding stocks. Miyakojima restricts egg-bearing females, bans certain sizes, and closes peak spawning months, aligning harvest with conservative thresholds. Beyond closures, protected areas and patrols deter night collectors, while citizen monitors log sightings and relocate road-crossing crabs. Enforcement happens. News reports describe arrests and fines for illegal land hermit crab and coconut crab captures meant for sale. National cultural property designations protect many island species. Municipalities add ordinances where national laws leave invertebrates out. Why isn't coconut crab common food? Numbers are low, reproduction slow, capture rules tight, and ethical sourcing hard for restaurants. Historically, some island communities ate them sparingly, but modern awareness reframes the species as heritage wildlife, not cuisine. Ecologically, coconut crabs recycle nutrients, scavenge carrion, open seeds, and shape forest edges. Removing adults ripples through webs. Habitat loss further stresses them. Coastal development, traffic, dogs, and light pollution fragment nightly routes between burrows and shore. Tourism adds pressure. Social media trophy posts fueling interest, forcing local governments to publish multilingual rules and maps. Cultural taboos also matter. For some, eating charismatic, human-like, long-lived creatures feels wrong, especially amid conservation drives. Food safety weighs heavily too. Coconut crabs can carry toxins from their diet, including ciguara-like compounds, rendering meals risky. Medical literature records severe poisonings after coconut crab consumption, with cardiac symptoms and fatal outcomes in notable cases. Traditional knowledge links toxicity to crabs feeding on poisonous cerbera fruits. Risk varies by island, season, and individual diet. Restaurants therefore avoid liability. Even in permitted months and sizes, safe sourcing and testing are uncertain and expensive. Labeling challenges persist. Supply chains for a rare regulated invertebrate lack traceability standards trusted by chefs and inspectors. Japan's seafood culture values seasonality, terroir, and safety. Controlled aquaculture excels there, but coconut crabs defy domestication. Captive breeding is impractical. Larvae require weeks adrift in open sea, then metamorphose ashore. Closed cycle culture remains elusive. Imports are no answer. Many Indo-Pacific nations protect coconut crabs, impose quotas, or ban exports, closing loopholes for demand. Ethically, diners increasingly weigh biodiversity against novelty. A dramatic photo should not justify eating a slow-breeding island icon. Economics also tilt away from menus. Enforcement risk, tiny legal supply, and prep labor outstrip potential revenue for most establishments. Public campaigns rebrand the animal as a flagship for island nature, using night tours, red light etiquette, and road crossing rescues. Science guides limits. Larval duration implies connectivity, yet genetics show distinct subpopulations. Local losses cannot be quickly refilled. Selective removal of large males narrows mating options. Protecting size classes helps restore natural age structure and reproductive output. Seasonal bans protect gravid females and peak egg release. coupled with sanctuary zones, closures allow gradual rebuilding of abundance. Community ordinances add size floors and ceilings, discouraging both juvenile and trophy harvest, constraining exploitation at both ends. Habitat fixes matter, shielding coastal forest strips, dimming roadside lights, and traffic calming reduce mortality across life stages. Citizen science apps, ranger patrols, and school programs embed stewardship, shrinking demand while boosting pride in living island heritage. Cultural narratives shift menus. Chefs pivot to sustainable crustaceans, showcasing regional shellfish that thrive under certified management. Media myths that Japan refuses coconut crabs miss nuance. Scarcity, safeguards, safety, and stewardship, not simple aversion, explain rarity. Ethnobiological respect frames decisions. A species that can live half a century deserves precaution under changing climate and land use. Climate stress looms. Storms, heat, and shoreline squeeze can erode recruitment, minimizing human take preserves adaptive potential locally. Policy mosaics tighten. Prefectural guidance, municipal bylaws, protected areas, and cultural property tools layer defense across islands. Enforcement needs bite and buy-in. Proportional fines, education, and tourist outreach work better together than punishment alone. For travelers, best practice is simple. Look, don't touch, follow red light rules. Never buy, order, or carry coconut crabs or parts. For creators and media, avoid glamorizing poaching. Highlight conservation wins, respectful viewing, and the science behind protections. For educators, link biology to law. Slow life histories demand conservative harvest or populations tip into prolonged, costly decline. For policymakers, invest in monitoring, habitat corridors, community patrols, and multilingual signage to align livelihoods and protection. Taken together, biology, culture, safety, and law converge. Japan rarely eats coconut crabs because conserving them matters far more. Protecting Yashigani today sustains resilient island ecosystems tomorrow, proving restraint can be a richer feast than fleeting novelty. IUCN now lists coconut crab as vulnerable, reflecting regional declines and fragmentation despite a wide Indo-Pacific distribution historically. Japan's range populations are naturally small. Losing even a few breeding adults can tip local dynamics toward long recovery times. Larval stages drift 3 to 5 weeks, implying ocean links, yet settlement is fickle. Currents, storms, and reefs shape recruitment odds. Because adults roam on land, roads intersect nightly paths, speed limits and culvert passages reduce crushing deaths during humid nights. Dogs and invasive predators threaten juveniles. Community leash rules and trap programs shield vulnerable size classes near villages. Light pollution disorients nocturnal foraging. Shielded fixtures and dark sky corridors preserve orientation cues and reduce disturbance. Ecotour guides use red lights to prevent blinding crabs' adapted eyes. Codes of conduct forbid handling and flash photography at night. Chefs value certainty. Toxin testing for rare invertebrates lacks validated thresholds, unlike established protocols for reef fish safety. Even where legal supply bottlenecks persist, fishers avoid fines and buyers insist on permit size data and exact harvest locations. Cultural property frameworks elevate species symbolism. A protected animal on posters rarely appears incongruously on local menus. Education materials stress that restraint protects tradition. Future generations inherit living symbols, not just stories and photos. In sum, rarity on plates signals success. Conservation, not mere taboo, steers Japan toward watching coconut crabs, not eating them. Researchers recommend unified regional rules, consistent size limits, and broader seasonal bans to harmonize enforcement across islands. Partnerships with tourism boards can boost funding. Certified night tours trade photos and awe for conservation fees and local jobs. Where customary harvest persists, co-management with quotas, reporting, and rotating no-take zones can keep lineages and livelihoods intact. Media creators should foreground citations, indigenous knowledge, and ordinance links, making curiosity a gateway to lawful stewardship. Choosing not to eat a threatened icon is powerful. It honors science, culture, and place, nourishing islands more than a single meal. If that left you hungry for more, you know what to do. Hit subscribe and slurp the next story. I'm Steven. This is Subject Soup, and the facts are always simmering.